Madam Speaker, thank you very much. No. Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the floor. I want to join my colleagues in thanking the presenters. I think they have done extremely well. Madam Speaker, the first thing I want to make very, very clear is probably the last observation by my honorable colleagues from Liberia, that Sierra Leone, 1 year into elections, was still trying to change laws, electoral laws. This is not correct. This is a complete misrepresentation. The district block system that we are talking about is in our laws. Honorable Speaker, if you can join me and colleagues, if you Google Sierra Leone Constitution right now, as amended, Section 38, even if you do not have it right now, but you can note it, I will just read Section 38 to you. Constituencies and elections. 1. Sierra Leone shall be divided into such constituencies for the purposes of electing the members of parliament referred to in paragraph B of subsection 1 of section 74 of this constitution as the Electoral Commission, acting with the approval of parliament, signified by resolution of parliament, may prescribe. If you go to 38.3, it says the boundaries of each constituency shall be such that the number of inhabitants thereof is as nearly equal to the population quota as is reasonably practicable, provided that the number of inhabitants of such constituency may be greater or less than the population quota in order to take account of means of communication, etc., etc. Madam Chair, what this section more or less is saying is referring to a form of election known as a first past the post. And first past the post, normally, like as read just now, you have to take the population quota into consideration and then divide the whole country into constituencies based on the population quota. 38A, 38A1, honorable members, it says election by district block representation system. That's the PR everybody is referring to right now, is in our constitution. They say where under any law for the time being in force, a date for a general election of members of parliament has been appointed, but constituencies here have not been established in accordance with subsection 3 of section 38 of the purposes such elections, the president may, after consultation with the Electoral Commission, direct that such election shall be conducted on a basis of the existing districts in a manner to be known as a district block representation system instead of constituencies.
Mr. Speaker,
this is more or less saying.
Have the...
Are you talking to me?
We don't have the
interpretation.
Yes, in French, because they don't have your text. They need your text.
Okay, I will simplify it.
Okay.
What this constitution, which is the grand norm, is the law of Sierra Leone, is saying there are two types of election or electoral systems in Sierra Leone. One is first past the post, and the other one is proportional representation. You will come back to what Honorable Clarence Mansakoy said just now. He said, why district block system when you already have constituencies? Madam Speaker, there are no longer any constituencies, and the reason for that is simple. If you take into consideration what I said for the first past the post system, they said the country shall be divided according to the population quota. Madam Speaker, honorable members, there was a census in Sierra Leone in December last year, which means the population quota that existed for those constituencies no longer exists. And because the president had already pronounced the date for the presidential and legislative elections, the National Electoral Commission, or the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, have not been able, in fact, they declared that they will not be able to go back to do those, to give quotas and divide the country into constituencies based on the current population quota. The last census was in 2015, Madam Speaker, honorable members. Now we had a new census in December 2021, which simply means that there are no constituencies, and as such, the president deemed it fit, in consultation with the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, to declare for a proportional representation system of elections. We already have it here in our constitution. It's not a new law. Honorable members have to understand that. Thank you very much. I guess the Liberian delegation will now understand that, in fact, there are no constituencies as it is right now. That is one. Number two, as a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, honorable members, it was through the same law that I entered Parliament the first time in 2002. The first time I entered Parliament was through a district block system proportional representation in 2002. So it is in our laws. Thank you. Now the political situation in Sierra Leone. You know, any country going into elections, whether it is a first world country or it is in a third world country, there must be some tensions because of politics. Because people are fighting for power. They are fighting for power. I'm not a security man like Honorable Zago. But I can tell you that Sierra Leone, the kind of political tolerance that we have in Sierra Leone, trust me, we don't have it in most countries, because we don't say anywhere else. Sierra Leone is the only country, as I speak to you, Madam Speaker and honorable members, we do not have any political detainees. None. Zero. There's no way we'll be in a country where politics is so bad and you still don't have any political detainees. No way. We all know that. We are all politicians. We know that very well. But we don't have it in Sierra Leone. The problem we have in Sierra Leone is not inter-party politics. It is the intra-party politics. The problem is that the main opposition party is in a very serious problem. They are in and out of court every day. They are fighting each other every day. And government has nothing absolutely to do with that. I can assure you. Have nothing absolutely to do with that. Honorable Senator Snow and Honorable Clarence Massacoy, they know very well what I'm talking about, Madam Speaker. They know. The main opposition party is a very serious situation, even for us in ECOWAS. I have had meetings as Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament with key players in the opposition, just so that I will be able to bring peace in that political party. That is the major problem we have in Sierra Leone, not between government or the opposition parties. Then we come to August 10 and Madam Speaker, honorable members, our Constitution provides for people to air their views, for people to demonstrate peacefully. They have the right. But when you have a situation wherein the demonstrators have guns, wherein the demonstrators have machetes, that is no longer a peaceful demonstration. That can only cause for the intervention of the security forces. We had a situation on August 10 where, because it is a right of the citizens to demonstrate, government allowed people to demonstrate on that fateful day, and they were escorted by police officers who had no arms. They did not have any arms, the police officers. What happened? When they realized that, in fact, the police officers that were escorted there from one street to the other were not armed, they were all attacked and killed. In broad daylight, 6 police officers were killed. Where has that ever happened in this region? 6 police officers who were there to protect the demonstrators because government felt these were peaceful demonstrators. It was only after the killing of those police officers, the security officers and other people began to see demonstrators with guns and machetes. And we call that peaceful demonstration. Madam Speaker, it was at that time the security forces went in because they now then knew that it was not a peaceful demonstration. And then the slogan was, Bio must go. They were marching towards the State House. Bio, by the way, is the last name of the president of Sierra Leone. Bio must go. Bio must go. Bio must go. With machetes and guns. There are pictures to that effect. There are video clips to that effect, Madam Speaker, honorable members. And we call that peaceful demonstration? No. Those demonstrators with the guns were moving towards the seat of power, the State House. President was not in the country. I was there. In fact, that morning, at about 9:30, the vice president called me, asked me, Honorable, where are you? I said, I'm home. I've just relaxed because I didn't know what was happening in town. He said, please come to my office. There's a problem in town. I rushed to his office. Before I even got to the office, in fact, the whole place was like a war zone. But thank God that the security forces were able to put everything under control. But only after 6 police officers have been killed. Those police officers are human beings. They are family members. They left their wives and kids to go to work, to protect peaceful demonstrators. So that's the situation. After that, to answer what has government done, immediately after the whole situation was put under control, President initiated dialogue, nationwide dialogue. He had consultations with almost everybody, the civil society, the paramount chiefs, political party leaders, the parliament. He had a lot of consultation, and he continued to have those consultations even as I speak here. Madam Speaker, honorable members, the president set up a committee, an independent committee, to look into the reasons for August 10. That committee is still working, and that committee comprises of people, well-respected people, religious leaders, mostly religious leaders, civil society organizations, members of civil society, etc., etc. And it's a committee that was more or less recognized by all parties, including the main opposition party, because of the caliber of the membership. So I want to assure honorable members here that that committee is working. In fact, just last week, they visited the sites where the police officers were killed. They visited the sites where civilians were also killed. So that committee is working. They have not finished yet. They have not finished their work yet. They are still working. Honorable members, there was also the question as to whether family members were even given the opportunity to participate in the burial ceremonies. I want to assure this honorable body that family members had several consultations with government on how the burial ceremony should take place. And family members were present. Because of the crowd, because of the security also, the families and the government agree on the particular number of family members that will be present at the ceremony. So it was, they were given befitting funeral in the presence of their family members. Madam Speaker, honorable members, let me see what else. Augustine, amendment of the law, political stability. I think it's finished. I will now ask my colleagues. I will ask my colleagues, Honorable Sama.
Yeah, thank you.
And Honorable Veronica to probably say what they want about. I think I've answered almost all the important areas.
Okay.
Thank you.